tell us how the qualifying festival went, first of all.
Oh, in Hull, yeah, it was really good. Yeah, we had the 7 teams who were competing there in kind of a bit of a round robin. It was like a mini World Cup at times because you were playing teams, 10 minutes rest, straight onto another team, 10 minutes rest. So throughout the day, the kind of fatigue and the having to stay focused and stay sharp kind of started to set in. So by the time we got to the semi-finals, the longer games, you could tell everyone was like getting slower and a bit more tired. So you had to bring yourself back up. But yeah, it was good. It was a good challenge. We went in there, and the main thing we said was, we want to win, but let's just have fun doing it and then see what we get out of it. And then the more we progressed, the more serious we got with it. And then we ended up getting to the semis, played in the semi, beat our old rivals, Halifax, and then made the final for the 3rd year on the bounce. So yeah, something to be proud of.
As did Catalan, didn't they reach the final? Does that surprise you at all that you're facing them in the final?
Not at all. No, you know Catalan, they're an absolutely quality side. I mean, they've dominated the French league for years. They've got their starting 5 will be 4 French internationals and Seb, an England international who played phenomenally for England at the weekend. So yeah, their starting 5 is going to be a strong team, and then they're going to have other internationals to filter on. So not surprising at all. And we knew they'd come. They wouldn't come if they knew they would come put a good performance on, and yeah, they did exactly that.
What's taken them so long to get involved in the Challenge Cup? Is it just waiting for that invitation?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're just waiting for the way wheelchair rugby league's growing over here as well. I think it was the right thing to do. Obviously, with Catalan being a Super League team in the running game, that it was just an idea that popped up from the management, and everyone got really excited about it. And we were like, why haven't we done this before? But yeah, it's brilliant. And I think with the World Cup at the end of the year, we're going to be facing a lot of those players, especially from an England perspective. So get them over, like face them like one-on-one, face them on the pitch, figure out what they're about, and get like any, I don't know, little doubts or kind of things that you've got in your head about them out of the way, and then face them on the pitch before the World Cup comes around. You
beat them in qualifying. Does that give you heart ahead of the weekend?
Oh yeah, it's yeah, definitely. Well, we've got a lot of heart anyway, mate. We know we've got the team to do it. We've got loads of talent across the board. It's one of the, we kind of quoted 300 when it was like, show that a God can bleed kind of thing. Is we showed everyone that Catalan can be beaten, and where the team would do it, we beat them there. We can beat them at the weekend. So we've shown everyone else it can be done. So hopefully other teams will, if played them again, will start doing English rugby league proud and getting them beat.
You mentioned some of their personnel. Certainly Seb's one of the standouts. You know him well from England. Have you had a bit of to and fro with him this week?
Yeah, it's been class. Like doing the presenting side of the game at the weekend, it was really good because I got to interview him, and I know how living in the south of France, he's very proud to play for England, and I know how much it means to him. When he sings national anthem, he almost gets teared up. It means a lot to him, like obviously living over there. So it was amazing for me to actually give him the player of the match like award. It felt great, but yeah, we've tried to not, because I wasn't playing this weekend, it wasn't about me or the Challenge Cup, so I just did what I could for him really to get him ready for England. And then now the game's over, I've stopped talking to him until the weekend.
Don't blame you at all. What makes them so good? What sets one wheelchair side above another?
I think it's the sun. No, honestly, I think they're just, with France kind of inventing this variation of rugby league, they've always been slightly ahead of the curve with things until very recently. Now it's down to marginal gains. And I feel because of the French national side, that's just filtered down into the clubs, and Catalan's just one of those clubs that is affiliated to a Super League club. They've got a women's team, they've got the backing, they're in a great city that's renowned for rugby league in the south of France, that it's in their blood really, I think, and everything they do is built around being successful. What would it mean to Leeds though to win it for a third time in 4 years? Well, yeah, it'll be just to win it. Like the 3 years on the bounce thing is, we're trying not to think about that. We're just trying to think about it as it's us and Catalan. We're going out there to win, and yeah, it'd be class. But I don't want to, do a big party pop moment now because we've still got the game to do. But yeah, we'll be absolutely buzzing with it. And I know I sound really enthusiastic, I'm a Yorkshireman, but yeah, we really want it, mate. And 3 years on the bounce is just a byproduct of us being successful. It's towards this is the one and only shot we've got to get it. Because of course we didn't have it in 2020 because of COVID. Do you have to give yourself a pat on the back about how you guys have responded after that break? I think a lot of people responded quite well to it. And I think with Leeds, for some reason we always have a bit of adversity thrown at us one way or another. And well, like when we started out as a club, it's no secret we lost every game we ever played for 3 years before we got our first finals, and we lost 2 finals, lost 2 Challenge Cup finals. So it's kind of in our blood really to deal with adversity and to deal with those things. So the team, we were meeting up when we could on grass pitches to throw balls around, because that was all we could do as a club, even though some of us were just sat in wheelchairs on the grass. But we did what we could in lockdown to be ready when we hit the season, and yeah, everyone responded brilliantly. Yeah.
Just lastly from me, Simo, what does it mean more with it being Armed Forces weekend as well?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I tried not to think about that much because of the Challenge Cup, but yeah, I'm getting together with some friends at the weekend to kind of have a drink and not too crazy now because I'm like 35, but getting together with some friends that I used to work with, and yeah, it's going to be a good day.
How's the coaching going?
Yeah, it's class, mate. Yeah, it's tougher than I thought being a player coach. I don't know how some people make it look so easy, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm liking the extra responsibility. My whole morning today's been taken up with watching games back and writing notes and things like that, ready for the week and ready for training tomorrow, and then ready for the weekend. But I'm really enjoying it, and it's definitely something I'll get more into kind of over the next few years.
Did everyone get through okay on Sunday? It was quite a bruising battle. Looked to be 1 or 2. I think there were 1 or 2 icing up after the game. Will everybody be fit for this week?
Yeah, that's just comes from, wheelchair rugby league, you know what it's like. In that top level game, people just get bruised and battered. And the 3 players who played from Leeds, they're just taking the next few days off, resting, recovering, no gym sessions, just getting iced up. And the ice were mostly, like, especially with Nathan, they're just precautionary. It's like, he played, I think, 65 minutes or something, and that's a lot of pushing through your shoulders at a high level. So he was just being, like, any little niggle, you want to get ice on it straight away when you know you're not going back on. So that's exactly what we're doing. But yeah, everyone should be fit for it. Everyone's... It's the tricky thing at the moment is to keep them out of the gym. The 3 players who played at the weekend, they're like, yeah, I think I might train today. And I'm like, just chill out, just relax. You're not going to gain anything. Just chill out and get ready to go on Wednesday when we're together as a team.
Yeah, and it was a nice confidence booster, wasn't it? Beating France. We all know how hard that is. A week ahead of the Challenge Cup final, it just shows that they're, like you said earlier, they're not sort of superhuman. They can be beaten. Yeah,
definitely. And like, we're going to face those players. Especially like Seb, we know really well we're going to face those players, and it's kind of worked out well for us having this international the week before, because the confidence out of those players who played from Leeds is going to be sky high, and they know exactly. I think some of them, we were talking about yesterday, some of them have picked up on a few little tricks and things along the way that some of the French players were doing that we're going to face at the weekend. So we're going to be watching out for them as well. Yeah, it was a good little, I'm not going to say test run because it was an international rugby league match, but for those guys, it was a good opportunity to face some of the people that we're facing this weekend.
Yeah, you might have to be aware of the drop goals at strange times.
Yeah, that was we were sat in commentary with that, and we were a bit like, and then they asked me, and I was like, it's a very French league thing to do. Because then you get the possession back, and in rugby league, obviously, you can, if you're good, you can bang a few tries together. And after that first drop goal, they knocked on from the kickoff and resulted in a try against them. So I think their plan was to get the ball back and go upfield, but obviously they rolled the dice and it didn't work out for them, and that was where it all started to go wrong for them.